CIA Director John Brennan spoke Thursday on Capitol Hill about the continued expansion of ISIS. Here's some of what he said.
Unfortunately, despite all our progress against ISIL on the battlefield and in the financial realm, our efforts have not reduced the group's terrorism capability and global reach. The resources needed for terrorism are very modest, and the group would have to suffer even heavier losses on territory, manpower, and money for its terrorist capacity to decline significantly.
So, Jeff, what do you make of those remarks from CIA Director Brennan?
Well, that's the reality here. This is a tough fight for the administration and for intelligence and law enforcement agencies, and they are fighting this threat on two fronts, not only on the battlefield in Syria and Iraq, but also here with this idea that people are being inspired by ISIS propaganda. So what you heard there is a blunt assessment, if you will, of the problem that is faced right now. Even though the administration is touting some gains on the battlefield, this threat still exists.
Jeff, Director Brennan also said he hasn't been able to, quote, uncover any link, end quote, between Orlando shooter Omar Mateen and the Islamic State, despite Mateen's stated allegiance to ISIS. What do you think that word link specifically means in that context?
Well, what they've been looking for from the beginning is direct contact between ISIS operatives overseas and Mateen. And they're just not finding that right now. And the road that we're going down in terms of all of the evidence that's been gathered so far that we are aware of, it doesn't appear that they're going to get to that point. It doesn't appear that they're going to make that link at this point. This appears, at the very least right now, to be a case where he was inspired. We know that in May he was searching online for information about the San Bernardino terrorist incident. We know that in June he was looking at speeches from the ISIS leader, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. So there is evidence from his online activity that he was inspired rather than directed from someone overseas to carry out an attack. Now, keep in mind what happened in Paris, what happened in Belgium. Those were ISIS operatives who were directed. So that's the difference here. Inspiration, direction.
All right. Jeff Pegues in Washington. Jeff, thank you.